Okay, bonjour. We're here with Chef Antoine today, who's going to show us how to do something to chicken.
This is how to cut.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, this is how to cut chicken breast fillets to make schnitzel. What people do is they buy a breast fillet and they think, well, I'll cut it in half. I've got 2 schnitzels. Actually, I'm going to show you how to make 10 schnitzels from one full chicken breast fillet, and I'm going to show you.
But that's not possible. How do you make 10 from one?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, it is possible, and also, viewers who call in the next 10 minutes, I will mail them one of these schnitzels through the internet, and it will pop out their computer modem. So, look, the most important thing, when you flip them over, you get this little flap.
Is that called the tenderloin?
Yes, they will be marketed as tenderloins, and they will be sold for 1.5 to 2 times the price of the actual chicken breast fillet, where you can get 4 of them off, 2 of them off each breast. In fact, you can get another one. You can get another flap off comme ça, and that would almost be marketable as a tenderloin too, and probably would have been in many butchers, especially of the cheap Marrickville variety. Now,
Are you saying there's a tenderloin substitution racket going on in Marrickville?
I'm alleging that could well be the case. Now, what we have here is a big fat chicken half a breast with the tenderloins removed. I'll either make this into 2 or 3. I haven't decided. I think I'll just make this into 2. So I'll just make a nice fat schnitzel there.
Now, you don't ever think of cutting laterally through
That's
the
what I'm doing.
breast to
That's
get
how I got 1.
thinner things that don't need beating?
That's what I'm doing. So there's 3. So I've had 2 tenderloins and 1, 2, 3 good fat schnitzels from half a breast. That's 5. I'm going to do the same with the other side. That's 10. Now, I've bought 2 breasts today at $12.99 a kilo, and they were just over a kilo, so that's about $14, $15. I'm going to get 20 schnitzels for $14 or $15. $14 or $15.
That's outstanding value.
In these troubled times, with the GFC, with all those CFCs in the atmosphere, with Sydney FC playing so poorly, this is good news for everybody.
Well, let's see the technique again here.
All right, quickly now.
Breast 2.
Let's make a tenderloin. Let's manufacture what I call the sort of cheating second tenderloin, and I'll press that out more when I make the schnitzel. That's 2. Let's cut a nice thin one from the breast there, and let's go right through the centre of the earth here. 1, 2, let's arrange them like a deck of cards. 3, 4, 5. Now they are going to make beautiful schnitzels right there.
Chef Antoine. Okay, we'll start again. Okay, Chef Antoine, so you've pressed out the schnitzels, pressed them thin, rather than beating them with a meat hammer.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there?
I'd like to give you some complicated theory pertaining to air pockets or some such. All I know is you get a better texture. When you mash them or bash them with a tenderizer, you get this slightly pre-chewed quality to the meat. When you do it this way, and for the tenderloins, you don't have to do it very hard at all. I do this as I rub the flour in, which is the first coating. Not too hard at all, but for the ones that were the fat bits cut in half, the fat part of the breast, you really give them some with your hands. Of course, you've washed your hands thoroughly before you do this, so I don't want to gross anyone out. But you really give them some. And as I say, they'll actually increase in size here. You can see that sort of almost getting bigger and flatter. But it will still have that nice fillety texture to it when it's been hand pressed, which you can lose a bit when you bash it with a tenderizer.
Thank you, Chef Antoine, for stage 2 of your amazing schnitzel process. Here we are again with Chef Antoine. Chef, here's the finished result. What would you like to talk us through with these schnitzels?
Well, what you do see, and I must stress that of the original 20, we now only have 4 or 5 or 6 remaining. You want to see good undulations. This is not.
What about this little?
Your Saharan desert with dunes, but it's not Lake Ayres dry surface either. It's somewhere in between. You want just little craters all the way through. You want this sort of slightly pocked.
Seasonal desertification rather than a big El Nino.
Yes, that would be exactly right. And as I say, just small valleys, a beautiful undulating landscape on the. Now, if we cut away here. What we do want to see is, as I said before, actual fillet, chicken fillet. We don't want that mashed effect, and that's why I didn't hit it with the hammer. And you want a nice breaded surface that almost peels off like that. So there's an air pocket which keeps it sort of light and moist as well. So you don't want them mashed together, which is what happens when you deep fry the schnitzels. And of course in pubs and bistros across Australia, that's how they do their schnitzels. That's just wrong.
Thank you, Chef Antoine.
Thank you.